Hello and welcome to week 2 of FTT122, Introduction to Ammunition and Basic Ballistics. My name's Joshua Clockman. Today is March 24th, 2024. Before we get started, SDI provided training rounds with no primer and powder inside. Don't need live ammunition, especially not for this. Three-part assignment. To start, we're going to demonstrate the understanding of the features of modern firearm cases. I'm going to use a 7mm and a 9mm to start. First off, you have the body of the cartridge case, cylindrical tube that features one end that is partially capped, partially because of the primer, and on the other end, the hollow body, the hollow propellant, and part of the round. Depending on the cartridge type, the body will either transition to the case shoulder, which is the angle here, to the mouth, or just the mouth, 9mm, no shoulder. In the opposite direction, downward to the case rim or the extractor groove, which there, 9mm has one as well. Some rounds do not have that. The body may also feature a cannular around its circumference to be used to control a projectile seating. It's really hard to see, especially on the 9mm. You kind of see a line right about there. And all that does is like a small indent, unless you have a round that moves around a lot, but it basically stops the round from getting pushed in if you were to squeeze it down or anything like that. And most all rounds are going to have that. Explain why modern casings have been designed this way. Tried and true testing over years, improvement from, self-loading powder and balls. This is just what could get more rounds through a gun to a target the most. In part 2, are there any weaknesses in the modern case design that can be improved on? As much as I want to say no, there is always room for improvement no matter where you look. Take the 9mm. Super popular concealed carry or open carry round. Super lightweight for one round. Most guns carry between, say, 5 and 20 rounds in a magazine. And if you're having to carry around 1, 2, 3 magazines, a little bit of weight adds up when you're stacking 17 rounds in a magazine and you carrying 2 extra magazines on top of the magazine that's already in your firearm. So always room. As far as weight reduction, not too sure how you go about that. I know there's a company in Texas that's looking into like a polymer casing, which would improve on weight by, I want to say they said 30%. But obviously it's polymer, extracting and stuff like that is, I believe, the issue that they're running into. And yeah. Weight is always one of the biggest improvements we can always, and until we get something better as far as propellant goes, I don't see the weight thing going away too much anytime soon. For part 3, we had a list of questions to choose from. The one I chose is, what would happen to a standard cartridge if it was ignited outside of a chamber, and why? Now, I kind of knew why, but looking into it, YouTube videos, basically, broaden more proved what would happen. So when you have a round, it gets put into the chamber and it's locked in there, and the barrel acts as a way for the gases to only go one way, which the propellant would force the round outward. Whereas if you didn't have it on there, anytime you have pressure, it's going to find the weakest point. And obviously the round coming out is the weakest point, but because there's nothing holding on to it, forcing the round to go in the one direction, a lot of the videos that I saw on YouTube, the case was just exploding. I mean, the round was still getting projected out, but not as fast. And 9 times out of 10, the cartridge itself was exploding. So, because pressure is going to escape by any means necessary. And since you don't have it in the round and it's not enclosed in there, the weak point is not only there, but wherever the weak spot in the metal is.